Let's talk about waste.
We need a full investigation into just how many puppies were eaten alive on Fauci's watch.
Well, that's waste for sure. But I mean a more profound and obscene kind. I'll tell you what it is in a second. But first, there's a thin line between stupid and lazy. And give Republicans credit, they toe that line every day. And the MAGA Trump Musk trifecta knows that overcoming stupid is hard work. It's the basis for everything they do. Tell people a lie and dare them to research it. You think this guy will?
I love America, and I hate Bud Light because it's full of queers. Yeah! Freedom!
Everybody's laughing at America.
When Republicans tore down USAID, designed to help the world's poor, which began 65 years ago under John Kennedy, Republicans told Americans lies about the good we did worldwide, eradicating disease and extending life. And they said America was wasting trillions. That's right, they said trillions.
What the hell did you just say?
Yeah, Republicans said our budget, which was about $6 trillion last year, was wasting trillions on USAID. So what percentage of our $6 trillion budget goes to helping people around the world? I'll tell you that in a second, but first I want to remind you to subscribe to our channel. It's easy, and for every new subscriber, we stick a pin in our Stephen Miller voodoo doll. Okay, since 1980, defense spending has risen in the United States 62%, climbing from $500 billion to $800 billion by 2023. In 2023, the U.S. military spent approximately $820 billion, or roughly 14% of our entire federal budget on defense, of which, according to the same government that's getting ripped off by defense contractors, is now up to 10% unnecessary or fraudulent expenditures. Now, helping poor, starving families and children around the world, building infrastructure, getting clean water. The U.S. spends less than 1% doing good, 14% to destroy the world, less than 1% to help it. And of course, had we helped Afghanistan after we drove the Russians out, it's unlikely Al-Qaeda would have been there preparing for 9/11.
In order to solve America's debt crisis, you're going to have to do that in Congress. It's not going to happen in the executive branch.
All right, well, so what? Let the lawyers figure it out. You guys can let the lawyers battle it out in the courts, but why do you guys go out there and sing songs and act crazy and look like you're pro-waste, fraud, and abuse? You know every American now thinks the Democrats are defending waste, fraud, and abuse.
Well, look, what do you want us to do? Storm the Capitol? I mean, that's already been done. Right?
That's our job. That's our job. Leave that to us,
yeah.
Moskowitz.
That's a smackdown, except that MAGA has been conned into believing that January 6th was a righteous cause.
I think this order will apply to approximately 1,500 people, sir.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon.
And Jesse Waters may be right that 100 million Americans who didn't vote and the 75 million who voted for MAGA believe the Democrats are for fraud and waste. But that's politics, where truth goes to die.
For the last 3 years, Donald Trump campaigned on lowering your costs. Do they feel lower? Does anything about this hearing get us to lower costs? You were promised cheap eggs, and today you're getting cheap shots.
But what about raw numbers and facts? You know, you remember facts. We'll get to that in a second. But first, I've been chronicling Trump's numbers for years, and it's voluminous. His federal fine for housing discrimination, his sexual assault cases, his rape conviction, his 6 bankruptcies, his 40,000 lies, his FUBAR handling of the pandemic.
I wanted to always play it down.
His 2016 election win with Putin's assistance, the insurrection, his recent lies about inflation, his absolute zero knowledge of macroeconomics, his lies about fixing the economy, and now his pathological campaign of retribution. So when you look at Elon Musk, you can understand why he chose Trump. I know you're saying, what? I thought Trump chose Musk. Nah, Elon may be worth $500 billion, but had Kamala Harris won, he'd have been in big trouble. This is Congressman Greg Casar, and he has some facts for you.
So I'd like to start talking about independent inspector generals who are supposed to be looking into waste, fraud, and abuse. Mr. Talcove, do you know how many inspector generals at agencies that were investigating Elon Musk's companies have been fired by the Trump-Musk administration?
No.
It is 5. Ms. Royal, the Inspector General of the Department of Labor had 17 open investigations into Tesla and SpaceX. Do you know what the Trump-Musk administration did to that Inspector General?
No.
They fired him, and I think y'all know. Mr. Whitson, the Inspector General of the Department of Transportation was investigating Tesla. Do you know what the Trump-Musk administration did to that Inspector General?
No.
They were fired. The Department of Defense's Inspector General was looking into SpaceX. Mr. Hedler, do you know what the Trump-Musk administration did to that Inspector General?
I believe he was fired.
Thank you. I think everybody on the panel knows what the answer to these questions were.
The tens of millions who make up MAGA represent the largest generation of Americans who didn't finish high school yet voted in an election in over a century. And man, is that dangerous. Stepping in to fill that void was opportunistic politicians, religious leaders, and hate groups.
There are demonic forces.
Because when times suck, the people getting screwed want someone to blame. And ironically, they rarely see that the people pointing fingers are the very ones profiting off their ignorance. I mean, Jesse Waters, the guy interviewing Representative Moskowitz, last year actually said this.
What? To be a man and then vote for a woman is either childish, that person has mommy issues, or they're just trying to be accepted by other women. And I heard the scientists say the other day that when a man votes for a woman, he actually transitions into a woman.
Could he really believe that, or is he that stupid? Because both of those things should scare the shit out of you.
Well, he is a dick.
Damn right.
I'm as mad as hell.
That's a good one. Whether the women like it or not.
Suck my fat one.
And this guy's personal life is a total disaster.
Trust me.
Shut the fuck up, Dan.
Who's with me?
Oh, yeah, the lie.
Indictable.
Out of sheer morbid curiosity, I'm allowing this freak show to continue.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.